What is up, everybody? I just got a small little thing on my mind, and I figured, what the heck? Let's go ahead and make a video about it. Now, many of you want to know the story behind why I actually came to Denmark. And I kind of gave you the short, abbreviated part instead of giving you the long ass, boring part. I'm not going to do that now, not in this video, but there's some other questions within that people want to know. There are some that want to know, and I mainly get this question, so I don't necessarily consider it racist or anything like that. So please be aware, this is not a racist video. This is just something common that happens every day. There are some individuals, I'm not going to say who they are. They want to know, do you see any black people in Denmark? Do you see any African Americans? Yes, I do, besides myself. The thing about it is some come from Africa, some come from other parts of the world. But Denmark, I would say, is somewhat, I wouldn't necessarily say too strict, but they stick to the rules. And if you want to come and live in their land, you have to do it the right way. I'll give you a prime example. When I used to live in Copenhagen, this was like, I think it's like my third week officially leaving the States, and I just went out and I just went for a walk, and that way I could know the area, I could understand what's going on. I didn't know shit of Danish. I didn't know bulla from butthole, and I remember I went outside and it was summer. I went outside and I was walking, and I had on some nice, I think they were Nikes, I don't know, but these Nikes were way old. They must have been at least like 2 years old. But I'm walking down the street. And this is another African American guy. He walks by me now. Right away, I didn't know that he was gonna want to say something to me, but right away he does the acknowledges like this. It's common. A lot of black folks just instead of us saying hey, hello, what's up, how you doing, holla, whatever, we just head nod. So I head not back, and I proceeded to almost walk right by him. Almost got by him. And I heard, excuse me. Right away, I knew I'm in for it. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm thinking all this in my head, but at the same time, I turn around, I'm like, yes, what do you want? And he proceeds to ask me, he says, I remember, he asked me, do you have the time? He pointed at his arm. I also had a nice watch on. Wife gave me this watch when we were, I think, dating like 2 or 3 years, something like that. I kind of played it coy, like, I really didn't know I knew what time was, but I didn't want to flash my watch. And believe me, the watch was not bling status. It was just a normal, regular watch. Wasn't like none single watches we can go splashing in the pool, waterproof. But it was a nice men's watch. I wouldn't even call it Rolex. I would probably call it Folex because she probably got it from Fotex. In any sense, I tell him the time, and then he looks down at my shoes and says, my brother, you have nice shoes. Where do you get shoes from? Well, first of all, now, it's common. It's very common. A lot of African Americans, we consider ourselves brothers. But I'm going to be straight up honest with you, and there are probably going to be some individuals out there, African Americans, is probably going to get a little bit disgruntled about this, but you know the case, and you know what I'm getting at. Right away, first thing I'm like, I'm not your brother, okay? What do you need? We are not brothers. We are not related by blood. You don't know my mother, and I don't know anything about you, man, so I'm not your brother. Stuff like that happens all the time. It can happen in the States, it can happen in Egypt, it can happen in Australia. Hell, it can happen in space if you give it a chance. But what I'm really getting at is this thing where two African American individuals, one will automatically, consume himself as the saying, you are my brother because you're black, so you will say something honorable to me. Yes, in a sense, and no in my sense. Yes, I will speak to you. I have no problem with that. But if you just say, hey, excuse me, I'm not saying come up to me and talk like no civilized African American. I'm just saying, hey, just even if you just say, hey, just drop the brother thing. You not my brother. In a real related sense, we not related, bruh. We don't know each other. So, yes, getting back to the story, yes, there are African Americans in Denmark. Some come over illegally. If you happen to be one of these individuals and you get caught, believe me, they will send you back. So to that person, I cannot remember their names. They sent me something on YouTube. Yes, there are other African Americans. It's not so much, not so much heavy populated, but there are some there. The other individual, I think it was a Peter or Patel or something Hoy Inland, something I can't remember the name. What was the first word I learned? Danish. Again, another long story. I just cut it short. Denmark has this word called bulla. And my wife was teaching me this. I didn't know that this word actually has two meanings as well, too. Bulla in Dansk means bread, but in another term, in a sexual term, means get your swerve on. And I remember I went into the grocery store and I just went to this guy that worked there. I'm like, do you bulla? And he looked at me like I had fucking shit on my nose. He was like, what? What? What'd you say? Huh? Bulla, do you have bulla? And it took him a minute. And I think he knew right away, right after about a few seconds, like, okay, well, this guy, I think he knows what he means, but he doesn't know what the term means. So he took me over to the base like this way, and he pointed to it. I was like, is this what you mean? I was like, yeah. But then he went back and I paid for it and everything. He said, that also, and he told me this in plain English, and with an accent, he was like, that also means, the deed. And I was like, word? He was like, yeah. And I felt stupid. But at the same time, I learned something. So it all works out. So if you learn Danish, and I know everybody says the first words you learn are always curse words. I didn't know necessarily it was a curse word. But on that level, damn. Okay, and the last one, I'm really bad because lately, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, I've been sick, and I've been on and off the computer, but I've been checking a lot of my a lot of my messages on the phone, so if you send me something, I do realize I just forget the name, and I've been in and out of comas and whatnot, with my nose stuffed up, my throat hurting, but the other individual, oh man, I think she was a female. I think. I remember checking the name on the channel, but I clearly cannot remember. They asked, since you've been in Denmark, is there anything that you regret leaving from the States? Yes, I do. There's a lot of things I regret. But it's not that bad. Because when I think about it, I could be in worse shape. I do miss like casually going out to eat. And that's probably the problem with us, some of us typical Americans. Instead of us staying home and making food from home or going to a grocery store like a Walmart or a Publix or whatever, we go out to eat. And I am guilty as charged because before I met my wife, whom is Danish, me and my buddy, we used to go out almost at least 3 times a week. And we would go to like a Denny's, Wendy's, Pollo Tropical, there were fast food and then there was good food. Like the Pollo Tropical was really good food for low price. I mean, real good food. You get some decent ass, you get full. But then the Denny's was just like, yo, a monster hungry, it's the middle of the afternoon. Instead of, going in there and making like some sandwiches or some shit like that, we would hit a Denny's and I would have my share of some heavy ass food. I'd be like Grand Slam with an extra side of pancakes and some bacon and, hey, I'm guilty. I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty about that. Over here, you don't do that as much. It's more or less you invite your friends over and y'all hang out and you do shit, especially with food. If you invite a friend over, you definitely make food for them. So I sort of miss that because over here, you guys are hell of expensive when it goes out to eat. Stuff like Gens's Buffaloes. Holy shit, that's expensive eating. I think that's why only me and my wife go maybe like twice a year. Um, you have your general McDonald's and your Burger King, and I think there's a KFC. I know there's a KFC in Copenhagen, but there's also your Subway. There's one Subway I know, and it's in Aarhus. I'm aware there's others, but and then you got your Sunset Boulevard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These places are okay to eat. Don't get me wrong, but it's super pricey. I mean, you will get full off of an American burger menu meal, something like that, store meal, but in the long run, it's gonna hurt your pocket a little bit. When you compare the prices, I think one of the meals is like 112 Danish crowns. That roughly translated, you can eat at least, you can get 2 meals at McDonald's in the States. It's hella expensive. I ain't gonna lie. So, to that individual, that female, whoever that was, hope that answers your question. To all the rest of you that send me questions, please. I am trying my best. I'm getting a little bit better day by day. I don't know if you can hear it in my nose, but it's just everything right now is going very downhill. My wife is also sick. My kid is sick. And it's a very hard winter out here right now. I'm not going to lie. It's really dry in our apartment too right now. So we're trying to build up some moisture so we can blow noses and all the rest of that crazy shit. So in the meantime, congratulations to Ravens and 49ers. There will be a hardball Super Bowl. 2 hardball brothers. I was actually the first one to put that comment. I have a feeling that it's going to be the 2 brothers because of the storyline. And you also have Ray Lewis. I think the Ravens are going to win. I'm not... When you say Kaepernick versus the Ravens, I don't know. Because the dude can run. But I damn sure know he will not be passing that much. Because he's just going to get a ball to Frank Gore. But the Ravens right now are somewhat clicking on all cylinders. So I will put my money down on the Ravens to win Super Bowl. Other than that, guys, I am sorry to take your time. I wanted to kind of extend this vlog time a little bit longer. You can hear my nose starting to run now. Please, again, by all means, go check out the fan page up there in the corner. And by all means, please subscribe and like and do all those fun things. Last little bit of information before I go. The last video was to inform you guys that hopefully by tomorrow, I'm hoping, if I get a little bit better, I will be doing some Hangouts, Google Hangouts, and Skype, just live Skype talks, whatever you want to do. So get that information out, send it, and put it in the comment section, guys. Thank you so much. I apologize for taking all your time. Have a great, great Monday.